I know there was a rumor that they were saying that you stopped messing with him at one point because of 50-50.
Is there water? Where did the water go? What? What is the question? The who?
50-50. Remember they were saying that
Who?
you said he was cheap, or they were saying that you were
Oh, the splitting the
the
bills.
spitting 50-50. Yeah, the 50-50
Yeah.
rumor. What was the tea on that?
Yeah. Do I look like anybody that would split anything?
So you guys broke up at that point because
No, this is the question. Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills?
no.
Okay. So yeah, that was ridiculous. But he addressed that too, though. That was I don't even know why that even became a thing. Yeah, that was never an issue in our relationship, but it was definitely a rumor on the internet.
You know, I really hate to quote Charleston White, but he's right. He posits that if he pays 100% in a relationship, then he owns you like a slave and whatnot. He also says that women's uh, prolonged and ongoing battle to get equal rights and supplant the man and shit, here in modern times and shit, to the exclusion of all else and shit, change your perception about everything and whatnot, and just get them to accept that, a back seat and shit. Uh, it subverts the expectation that men would have to pay 100% in relationships and establish, you know, supposedly committed relationships and whatnot. Okay, that brings us to Kayla Nicole here. Okay, who is known not for her beauty or not for any of her endorsements or her, you know, any of her other bullshit. She's known for being Travis Kelsey's girlfriend who was financially stiffed throughout the duration of the relationship until she got in her feelings and made a power play and was dumped and shit. And he's now with, I think, Taylor Swift. And nobody gives a fuck, right? Especially, I'm talking to our kings out there and shit, okay? She's a divester and shit. I don't feel like she, specifically, well, yeah, she probably specifically chose this man because he was a Caucasian individual, you know. But, when I listen to her sitting on Angel Reese podcast and she says, do I look like a woman that would go 50-50 in a relationship? She says it like, with some kind of sarcastic edge to it. Do I look like a woman that would go 50-50 in a relationship? I reply, yes, you would go on 50-50 in a relationship with the minority majority and someone outside of the community and whatnot. Inside the community, the only person you're not going 50-50 with is a whole simp, money papered or not papered up and shit, okay? And I'm gonna tell you brothers out there and shit, okay? I'm gonna tell you brothers, and you come across one of these, Kayla Nicole types and shit, you must do the least and get the most and shit. You must try to get the most. And if it comes to being her body, and keep her eyes in the back of your head and shit, because this woman lives on clout. And a lot of these goddamn women don't have no filter and shit. They have no privacy. She should be humiliated talking about that shit. But she brought it up and whatnot. I don't think she thought she was messing up his chances post relationship to get another, I guess supposedly high quality woman by saying that he was cheap in the relationship. He wasn't cheap. He knew your worth. He knew your worth and shit. Okay, and I know your fucking worth. I'm looking at you right now. You're a beautiful woman and shit with the right kind of weave and makeup and shit, and you keep your body up and everything. But I gotta say, you're not unique. Okay, that I can go to certain cities inside this supposed country and shit and find at least 10 to 15 women that look like you there and shit, that look just like your ass. Back in the day when I was living in Los Angeles, I could say I knew 4 women that looked specifically like you, head to toe. Okay, it's almost like a fucking clone and shit. What is unique about you? What do you bring to a relationship? I don't want to say the metaphorical red table. What the fuck do you bring to a relationship other than your fucking box? And it's YouTube. I want to say that I want to be crass and say say the word and shit, but I won't. Okay, I'm tired of listening to women talking in this manner and shit. There's no discretion whatsoever. A real woman that feels the way you do, somebody that can actually make the case and everything, never talks about it. They never have to do it. I used to live in Los Angeles too and shit. I used to work in the banks and shit. I'll put it that way and whatnot. And I saw a lot of women that are what you aspire to be. You know, you're sitting there with Angel Reese, and both of you need to take 10 seats back and shit and reassess. Okay? 10 seats back and reassess. You know, a girl without her fucking, you know, WNBA career and a certain non-melanin deficient, you know, poster child, you know, without any of that shit and at her exorbitant height and her slender build of the fish face, she is nothing more than an oddity, a curiosity. And I can honestly say I've been with women that were as tall as basketball players and knocked them down and shit, okay? I just putting it out there, okay? I'm just putting it out there. I'm tragically non-select kings and shit. I was in Los Angeles and I ran through books of bitches, okay? It's comedic how many women that I slept with there, okay? Well, it's comedic. And I never wanted to be that way and shit. I won't get into it. Getting back to Kayla Nicole here, shit. What can you offer besides your appearance? Not a goddamn thing. Look at what your mindset is. Okay, you know, online, if you know, pocket watching and everything. She's worth about $2 to $3 million. Okay, she's not even in double digits. You know, pretty, you know, good businessman and can make that. You know, can achieve that and afford you and shit. You know, you don't have any kind of loving mindset. You have no discretion. You're unqualified for anything but pound town and shit. You're a 2 to 3 a.m. call, you know, from a man of means, a man of distinction, a man of considerable assets. He can call you up after 1 a.m., get you to come over to his house, probably in a fucking Uber, and clap your cheeks and shit and call 10,000 on the fucking ass and shit, okay? Alright, you women like talk shit, you always like fake flexing and shit, and this needs to stop because winter is here, motherfucker. Okay? Dudes is tired of this shit. They know there are more women on the face of the planet than men and shit. And the reason that is because we built your fucking society and shit. We maintain it top to bottom and shit. You live in it and sit up and bitch like a spoiled, petulant child, man. It just has to stop. You're not worth shit. Okay? I would like to, you know, she's going to start make these statements about her former boyfriend. She should be hooked up to a polygraph test so that we can know whether or not she's telling the truth about it, whether or not she's a woman that would go 50-50 and shit. And I think you are a woman that would go 50-50 with Brad and shit. Bottom shelf Brad, you're going to end up settling anyway. And if you don't settle, you're going to marry some mid-level simp and shit with another zeros on his check and shit. They you know, you can begrudgingly still look like you failed up for this shit. And you're gonna hate the fuck out of him. You're probably gonna step out on this dude or some other shit. You're gonna have a bunch of kids. You're gonna lose your figure and shit. And you're just gonna be good enough for Pound Town and shit. And that motherfucker's gonna end up paying for the nanny and paying for your starter divorce and shit through the nose. Okay? I want to tell you brothers out there, please don't be a Uber simp for someone like this and shit when you can find the same goddamn thing on the streets and shit, looking just like this motherfucker, and pay pennies on the dollar inside this country, America, 3Ks inset. Outside this country, you can do much, much better. Select or tragically non-select as shit as I was growing up and shit, but didn't know because I was raised without the guidance that I needed and shit, even in a nuclear, semi-nuclear, and then later matriarchal family, a gynocentric construct and shit in which I was self-aware I was shoved in that bitch. Alright? They set us up to fail. Alright? In the ethnic community and shit, which I'm an elder statesman at this point, chronologically speaking and shit, black men are taught to be Fred Sanford and shit, sexually speaking, interpersonally speaking. We enter into these Faustian deals with shitty ass, what I deem basic, bottom of the barrel, non-selective women, non-selective above the glass ceiling and shit. All right, we enter these shitty, narcissistic, codependent relationships, and that shit's gotta stop. Okay? Shit's gotta stop, man. It's 2024 and shit. It's time to put, that low boiling level of contempt and shit, as Kevin Samuels once said. It's time to put that shit in the coffin and give it a proper funeral, a Viking burial and shit with torches. Okay? Do you look like somebody would go 50-50? Fuck yes. Yes. And the simp that you get, the bottom, you look in your sexual marketplace value, you look in the back room of that shit, the coat room, and you find that simp with enough zeros to, march him in front of the cameras and shit. I hope that motherfucker pipe that shit out of your ass and shit. I hope you'll be walking funny for the rest of your days and shit as you lose your looks. Alright? Discretion is a better part of value and shit. Taking the higher road is not for these women. Okay? They destroy themselves by blabbing, flapping their black gums and shit. They destroy themselves. Okay? You don't have to do shit. Okay? You have to be a good businessman in this country or in the West. Alright? This has been my assessment of this woman and shit. Okay? I don't think I need to give her a rating because we can look at her and see what she's worth and shit. A nut.
The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.